Hi, so I am doing my presentation on The Scarlet Letter. The Scarlet Letter is a novel written by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Nathaniel Hawthorne is a famous writer in America. He's known for his work in Romanticism. Romanticism is basically puts emphasis on emotion and individualism. So in the plot of The Scarlet Letter, the story is about a woman, Hester Prynne, who betrays her husband by having an affair with a minister while her husband is away. She's presumably a widow, but she's really not. He was just away. And she then conceives through this affair a child. And because her husband is away and she has a child and becomes pregnant and has a child, the townspeople then find out about it and her sin and becomes public. So in the Puritan society back then, sin was adultery was a moral crime. And they then place her on a scaffold and humiliate her and shame her for several hours, and even force her to embroider the letter A for adulterer on her clothing for the rest of her life. And the point of putting her through this shame and humiliation is to hopefully prevent other people from also committing adultery. So we see through the novel at least three major themes that I can point out, and that would be sin, punishment, and guilt. So throughout the novel, you will see how Hester Prynne commits a sin, which is adultery, and by her committing this sin, and in essence, other people commit sins as well, such as her husband, who comes back, finds out what has happened, and he kind of conceals his identity and tries to figure out who she's committed this adultery with, and then goes on to torment him, which is a sin in itself, in a way. So the other theme, shame. She is being publicly humiliated and punished by that shaming, and she ultimately is guilty, and that guilt comes out as well. As far as how this has shaped culture, I would definitely say that I do see a lot of what is in this novel prevalent today in our society. Sin's obviously bad, but sin seems to shift toward there being sin that's more wrong than others in our society. We seem to cast judgment and shame on others who outwardly sin that we can see in the public, but not so much of the quiet sin that all of us hold. We're all sinners, but even putting someone down in a shameful way is a sin in itself. And I think that when one reads The Scarlet Letter, you can see a lot of symbolism in today's culture. In fact, the Scarlet Letter has many contributions, including the film Primal Fear, where a passage from the book is quoted, as well as a novel called The Pretty Little Liar, where the novel is read in a student's English class, and she compares it to her father's affair. So the Scarlet Letter is definitely something that I feel like we can relate to today in a lot of different ways, and I look forward to actually researching it some more. Okay, thank you.